Manx Radio Podcasts, powered by Shaw.
Well, hello, and welcome to the Countryside Podcast here on Manx Radio with Kiri Kermode and myself, Simon Clark. And a busy time for the young farmers by the sounds of things, Kiri.
It certainly is. The beef stock judging and also the annual field day.
The beef stock judging, that was held at your farm, so of course you'll know the animals very, very well, because I suppose you have to judge them yourself, do you?
Well, that's right, yeah.
Week in, week out?
Yeah. Oh, for working at the farm, yeah. Every day you're looking at the stock and hoping to improve genetics or you know, the bloodlines and different things. So you are every day using stock judging, I suppose.
How is it when you're standing there with one of your prize animals and one of the young farmers' reasons puts it last and says it's not a very good one? Does that happen?
Oh, it certainly does. Some of the younger members, when they're just finding their feet and getting started with the reason given, and they might have it higgledy-piggledy, but their reasons are always interesting, to say the least. But no, they were there or thereabouts this week. They were very good.
And also the annual field day, which isn't just people standing looking at a 10 or 15 acre field. They have lots of sports and various events, and always striving, as you'll hear on the programme, to get new activities for the young farmers to enjoy.
Oh, some of the activities are hilarious.
It's a bit like It's a Knockout.
It is, it certainly is. Once it used to be a 100 metre sprint and very straightforward.
Welly throwing.
Yes, exactly. But now it's not. It's pallets, making pallets into certain garden furniture, making humans play football in a giant table. It's crazy what they get up to now.
And the concert, of course, and as you'll hear them talking about, scratching for numbers a little bit, some of the clubs as well.
Yeah, it seems to be, it comes round some years. Southern, I know they were struggling for numbers a few years back, and now it's the Northern possibly needing a few more active members. But yeah, it's still great. It's, you know, it's not necessarily people in agriculture. It's for everybody. It's a great movement to be involved in.
Also, there's been some sightings. I don't suppose you'll have heard of a fin whale before, have you?
No, I don't know too much about sea life.
Tom Feltz, the director of the Isle of Man Manx Whale and Dolphin Watch, he tells us about sightings that we've seen off Marine Drive, off the coast of the Isle of Man, about these whales, which apparently, as we'll learn, are the second biggest animal in the world, behind the blue whale.
To have them round our tiny little island as well, it's a pretty interesting thing to see, isn't it?
Yes, it certainly is. So we'll be hearing about that. So this is this week's Countryside.
Manx Radio's Countryside is brought to you by NFU Mutual.
First, young farmers, it sounds like they're having a busy time of year at the moment.
They are. They're just having their annual field day. It's a great event. Many children turned out for that. And also the beef stock judging, very important date in the calendar.
But there's been a bit of a change to the format that they've done with the stock judging, Kiri, hasn't there?
Yeah, they've now merged all the clubs into one, and they only have one beef stock judging, one dairy, one pig and one sheep, because there wasn't enough young farmers attending each of the individual club ones. So now they've amalgamated them. They're having great turnouts, maybe 40 or 50 children at one farm in one evening. It's fantastic to see. And
that's been the trouble, I think, with some of the clubs, hasn't it? Because a lot of them think it's just the concert, really, but they've tried to get them involved to keep these events going, which are ever decreasing by the sounds of things in the past, certainly.
Yeah, no, it certainly seems like it's rebooted and there lots turned out for these events, but also the concert is the absolute best event of the year now, and they like to go and do the acting and stuff, but they've actually hinged the other events to this concert, so they have to attend the confectionery, the beef stock judgings, whatever else in the year, so they can actually go and perform on the stage. And it's bringing the children throughout the year to all these events now.
Well, you weren't far away from home for the stock judging, and you caught up with a few people there, I believe.
Yeah, it was a really wild night last week, and we had the young farmers to Orrisdale for the beef stock judging, and it was a fantastic turnout. And I caught up with some of the members and Angela Tier, the secretary of the Federation of Young Farmers.
It's a fantastic venue for the young farmers to come to. We've had some lovely stock on show tonight. The weather's not been great, I have to be honest, but it's still a good turnout. Great stock and lovely judge as well with Craig. He's come through Young Farmers. done a lot of the stock judging himself. So it's nice to see that you can come from a competitor to being a judge, but you know all about that anyway, don't you?
It was super, but tonight the real sight was to see the younger members. There was a lot of children here under the age of 15 having a go at placing the cattle in their individual orders, but also giving the reasons. Now that is very difficult.
I don't think we've ever had quite such a good turnout of younger ones prepared to take the competition very seriously, and to then go and give reasons again. To pick two out, Rianne Masson from the Southern Club. She's got the highest score tonight overall, so that's from judging the 4 classes and adding her reasons on. And then young Harvey Cool. Harvey's only 11, just started at Castle Rushen like 2 weeks ago, and he's come along tonight, had a go at doing reasons for the first time, and he has done so very well. And that's what part of my role as Federation Secretary is. It makes me pleased and proud to be part of an organisation that can do that.
But you don't have to be a farmer to attend Young Farmers. Tonight there was a lot of non-farming children here taking part, having a go, learning about livestock, asking animal husbandry questions. It's a big area to cover.
Yeah, we've never said that you have to be a farmer to be a young farmer. We look at it as if you've got a good, keen interest in the rural community, that's good enough for us. We want you to come along and participate in all the events we offer, not just the Young Farmers Concert, which is the big draw for everybody. But you come along tonight. Yes, it's cold, it's wet and windy, but most people have gone home with a smile on their face because they've enjoyed good company, a good laugh, and they've learnt something from it as well. And more importantly, you make friends by coming to Young Farmers, friends that stay with you through life.
And also, these Young Farmers stock judgings, they're all throughout the year. It's not just a winter.
It's not really even a winter thing. We've just got caught out because we're too busy doing other things. We changed things around a few years ago, and now each club, Central, Eastern, Northern, Southern, and the Federation take a turn organising a different stock judging event each year. So throughout the season, which starts in about May time, we do a dairy stock judging, a beef stock judging, a pig stock judging, a sheep stock judging, and a dairy linear stock judging. We do it on a rota basis, so we all take a turn at approaching different farmers for different events, and all the members are encouraged to come to all of the stock judgings because it's an important thing to learn about. It's like where your food comes from and how it's produced and why it looks like it does when it hits the shops.
But also you've got lots of other events coming up. You've got the field day coming this weekend.
It doesn't stop for us really. We had an action pack last week. And then we've had stock judging tonight, and then come Sunday, we've got the field day, which will actually be an inside a shed day, and that's just due to the forecast, and that'll be at Conrennie Equestrian Centre. So there's lots of fun events with young farmers on that day, and we've got a couple more stock judgings coming up, and then we'll hit what's probably the winter season of quizzes and public speaking, and of course concert rehearsals.
So how do people get in touch? How do they get involved with the young farmers?
If they're really keen to get involved in young farmers, the easiest way, or the first way, is to drop me a line. And I can get them a membership form and get them set up with the club that's right for them. It's normally the one that's nearest to where they live. If you want to give me a ring, it's 321664. There's voicemail on there if you want to leave a message, or have a look at our Isle of Man Young Farmers Facebook page, put a message on that, or failing that, email, which is iomyoungfarmers@manx.net.
So Ellie Tier, Secretary of the Northern Young Farmers, you've come here tonight for the beef stock judging. It's been a fantastic turnout.
It has been a fantastic turnout tonight from all clubs.
You have amalgamated all the clubs into one. Now you have one beef stock judging, one sheep, pig and dairy. It'll be a busy calendar throughout the year.
Yes, it is. We all take a turn to organise each stock judging. So each club takes a turn to organise the dairy and the pig stock judging each year.
And is it just throughout the winter months, or is it actually through the whole of the year?
It's throughout the year and whenever the farmers can take us as well.
Tonight some of the children were given reasons for the very first time. Now it's very daunting to give reasons to a judge, especially an older farmer. Tonight the judge was Craig Gellan. It's really great to see some of the younger members having a go.
Yeah, it definitely is. We've had a great turnout of younger members this afternoon, and they've done really well with the reasons.
But some of the points, they're catching up with some of the older ones. Is it something they train for? Do they have to go home and study to learn about reason givens, or?
No, most of them don't. They just come here and judge from their own view as well.
And tonight you had a go at the stock judging yourself, Ellie. How did you get on?
I came second tonight in the stock judging out of Northern.
And Sarah Cubbin, your secretary, she had a go here tonight as well?
Yes, she came first tonight in the stock judging.
And is there different classes for all abilities, for girls and boys, little children, upwards? Does it matter who you are? Can you come and have a go?
No, anyone can come and have a go. You don't have to be a farmer to have a go.
Interesting, the stock judging, isn't it? And I always used to go along to it, occasionally used to go along to it, but I never really understood it. When you get the people who've been brought up on the beef farms and dairy farms, they've sort of had that trained eye of what to look for, haven't they?
Oh yeah, it makes it a lot easier, and it's part of your everyday job if you're working on a farm with livestock. But it was nice to see some of the younger members. Some of them had never even been near beef cattle, a lot of dairy and whatnot, but not beef. And they would come in and asking questions, wanting to learn. And some of them weren't even from a rural background. And it was great. It was really great to see.
Gone are the days where they looked at the cows with the biggest udder and said, "Oh, that must be the best one." Well, there's been some unique sightings around the Isle of Man last weekend, and the sighting of fin whales. And this is fairly unique, according to Tom Feltz, the director of the Manx Whale and Dolphin Watch, and I caught up with him when he revealed the exciting news.
We had a phone call yesterday, and there was a sighting of at least one, possibly even 3 fin whales off Marine Drive on the east coast.
Right, and fin whales, I suppose they're not one that we hear of all the time.
No, they're very rare in Manx waters, actually. We normally get perhaps 1, maybe 2 sightings in the last 5 years, so it's a real treat to have such a massive animal here.
Where are they normally found?
They get seen offshore in Irish waters quite regularly, but very occasionally in the Irish Sea. And off the Hebrides as well.
In comparison with size-wise, what sort of size?
Well, it's the second biggest animal that's ever lived. So it's the second largest whale and animal on Earth behind the blue whale. So we're talking perhaps 25 metres, so 70, 80 foot, something like that.
Right, so it's quite incredible. It's not just like a sort of dolphin or seal size
it's a
thing.
Truly ginormous animal. Yeah, absolutely massive.
People be panicking. Are they going to cause any panic to the sea cat or anything?
They're here for herring. So yeah, they're just here for feeding purely, and they're just south of where the sea cat is. So
Right.
If they're lucky, they'll get a really lovely sighting though.
They are fish feeders, so to speak.
Yeah,
as
they're
well.
here specifically to feed on herring.
Is that a sign, maybe a good sign for our fishing industry then?
Well, perhaps so. I mean, nobody in the Irish Sea. There's only 1 pair of Irish boats that have a quota for herring nowadays. So the stock is, relatively speaking, left alone. So it is perhaps a sign that the herring stock is recovering. Perhaps.
And will they travel in pairs, the whales?
No, they're quite individual as animals, and the fact there's 2 of them here is probably more a coincidence than anything.
But what else will it affect the dolphins and things like that?
Well, they'll all feed cooperatively, so they'll leave each other alone most of the time. But if there's a decent feeding opportunity, like there appears to be off Marine Drive at the moment, then we might get more than 1 species in the same place at the same time. But not, as I said, they'll feed cooperatively, not antagonistically.
And what about for yourself as such an enthusiast of the Manx the whale and dolphins? Is this a massive sighting?
It's fairly unusual, yeah, and I have to be honest, I've never actually seen a fin whale. So for me, it's really, really exciting to have such a relatively rare animal in Manx waters, and so close to the coast that we can see it with our naked eye as well.
Wow. So what about if anyone's got any pictures? Are you heading out there to see?
I do hope so, yeah. I mean, I've heard they're quite a long way offshore, so probably too far away for cameras, but if there's anybody on a boat out there, then if we could get a photo, that would be absolutely marvellous.
If anyone
really
has
would
got
be.
any, can they give them to you?
Oh yeah, please. We have an email address. It's info@mwdw.net. So if anyone does have any photos, then please do send us in.
What about, we're into October now, is that the sort of end of the season for seeing the sharks and dolphins and everything around the waters?
For certain species, yes. There hasn't been any basking shark sightings actually since middle of July, apart from 1 sighting from the steam packet a couple of weeks ago. But there's a different species of dolphin, the bottlenose dolphin, that tends to arrive around about this time of year. And we sometimes see massive groups of them on the east coast, particularly groups of over 100 individuals. And there'll also be minke whales here right through till November, also feeding on herring.
Doesn't sort of shut down for the winter then?
No, certainly not. Certainly not. And in many ways, because we get such big groups of bottlenose dolphins, it's actually a really, really good time to get out there and have a wee look at the sea and see what you can find.
How long will these fin whales stay off the island?
Well, who's to say? But they're feeding on herring. The herring will normally spawn around about this time of year. And once they've spawned, they're pretty much useless as a feed. So they'll probably not be around for too much longer.
But all in all, how is interest in your group itself?
Yeah, really good. We became a charity about a year ago, so we now take on membership. We're just growing every single day. And we were lucky enough to get some funding this year to buy our own research vessel, so that will be really, really helpful in the future.
And what about the feedback you get from the public? Is it still good?
Oh, amazing, yeah. The public is still astounded by the fact they don't need to go to the tropics to see such things as whales and dolphins. So that's the big message we're trying to get out there, that if people take a wee bit of time and spend a lot of time near the coastline, they can see some unbelievable things in Manx waters.
But all in all, it's just a very exciting time for the Manx Whale and Dolphin Watch then.
Truly it is, yeah, truly it is. And as I said, to get fin whales is really quite an amazing thing.
The director of the Manx Whale and Dolphin Watch, Tom Feltz, there with that exciting news of the fin whales being spotted off Marine Drive. Quite a way out, albeit, but fairly unique in this day and age as well. It's been a few years, some sightings. But do you know much about the fin whales?
No, I don't know very much about sea life at all, to be honest.
Yeah, the size of them though. The blue whale's the biggest in the world. And these are the second behind them in size. So
my word, it would have been a magnificent sight to see it, though. But they say there's lots of dolphins off Mackle. A lot of the farmers out there have spotted them. Yeah,
there's been lots, and some of them just out in fishing boats are seeing them jumping around. Not too many sightings of the basking sharks, as Tom was saying, but it's great that they're being recognised. And as Tom said, there's a lot of people, members of the public, getting involved in registering sightings and letting them know, so they can go out and clarify that that's the case. So good news on that front.
Very good news.
Manx Radio's Countryside is brought to you by NFU Mutual.
Earlier in the programme, I caught up with Angela Tier, the Secretary of the Young Farmers at the Beef Stock Judging. And another popular event they have each year is the Field Day, and I went along and caught up with some of the people involved. Kaylee, cool, you look like you're in full charge of a load of young children with eggs. Will you tell us a bit about your event here today at Conrenny?
I'm certainly not in full charge. They're all doing their own thing here. But yeah, it's just a bit of a different day. It's the Young Farmers Field Day. So we've just got lots of different activities going on. At the moment, we've got an obstacle, egg and spoon race. Who knew? So it's getting very competitive, going over and under things. But so far, the oldies are winning. They'll really enjoy me saying that. But yeah, they're showing the children how to do it. And we've also got egg box games, all against the fastest time again.
The bale stacking, putting the young girls through their paces here. They all want to keep horses, but this is certainly getting their hand in. Stacking bales in the quickest time, is it?
Yeah, we all like to start them young with different hard work activities. Yeah, no, it's something a bit different, isn't it, than sitting in front of the telly on a Sunday afternoon. So yeah, lots of different activities, and yeah, a bit later on we'll have some egg throwing competition. In your partner, you catch the egg, and when you catch the egg, you take a step back, and then they're not hard boiled. So once you throw it too far, yeah, could be getting messy. But no, it's all good fun, and there's lots of good turnout today and a few new faces, so it's really good fun.
So which club is leading so far, or is this top secret?
Oh, it's difficult to say. We're really on the Eastern home turf here, and Eastern are doing a really good job. They've done a really good job on their human football table.
I see that it's massively man-made, made out of plyboard, with giant scaffolding bars moving sideways, with humans to play the football, rather similar to table football, I guess.
Yeah, it's proving really popular today. It's drawing quite a crowd, and yeah, I think it's getting rather competitive over in that corner as well, so we're going to have a look, yeah.
Louise, you're in charge of the human table football. Now, it's got a lot of attraction and lots of people are taking part. Will you tell us a bit about it?
Well, I've seen it first online, and I thought it'd be a great event for the young farmers. It's basically 10 metres square with poles across, with some pipes in the middle that you have to hold on to, slide up and down like the table version. It took a couple of weeks to build. My granddad, Billy Cleland, actually built it up at Lanchigan. I didn't give him too much notice, so he was a bit stressed, working day and night almost to try and get it finished. But it seems to be really popular, and hopefully it'll be good fun.
It's so well made. It's showing sheets of plyboard. It's really substantial, and you can move it around. But it's going to get put through its paces here with the young farmers. They're never easy on anything. The seniors seem to be lining up now. Is it the next game?
Yeah, well, the juniors have just been on, and the Central and Eastern played against one another. I think the Central just pipped at the post at the end there. The seniors are in now, having a little go. I think it could get a bit more competitive, a bit more rough, but I'm sure it'll be all good fun.
And are you having a go?
Oh yes, of course.
Tom Callister, you've brought a new event to the Young Farmers Field Day. It looks pretty tough.
Yeah, the old rope ladder challenge seems to be catching a few people out.
It's tied to the stanchion, which is, 10 foot, 12 foot in the air?
Yeah, about 12 foot.
And to the back of the Jeep. And you have to crawl on your hands and knees up the ladder.
Yeah, up the top, but you got to stay on top of the ladder. You can't be monkey barring underneath it anyway.
And it spins. The child that's trying to have a go here at the moment, she's been on the floor best part of 4 times and she hasn't got past run 3.
Yeah, it's catching a few people out with shackles and all at the bottom. She spins around pretty quick if you don't stay centre.
And has anyone managed to do it?
Just myself.
Oh, right, tricks of the trade. Was it top secret or did anybody actually see you do it?
No, everyone saw me do it. You got to keep your body as close to the ladder as possible.
And I see the 2 girls are trying to hold the ladder very still to try and get along it, but even that's not working. It looks really, really difficult. So it's done on points, is it?
Yeah, the further up the ladder you go, the more points you get. So each run has different points. Obviously, the higher you go, the higher points you get.
And obviously, it's big competition between Southern and Eastern at the minute, is it? Judging by the tally?
Yeah, Southern are ahead at the minute, but
it could all change.
Eastern aren't far behind.
Sarah, once upon a time there used to be 100-metre sprints, 50-metre sprints, and it was taken quite seriously. Today, it's not quite as serious. Hula hoop challenge. Tell us a bit about your event.
Yeah, absolutely not. There's still some running involved though. We did have them running up and down the car park, which was a bit of a hill, so it was some exercise today. So like the Northern, we took charge of the hula hoops. So we did like one where you had to run down the hill with the hoop, rolling it, and then come back up. And then we did the classic like hip rolling, see how long they could go. So we did quite well. We had quite a few Southern, a few Northern, Eastern. Everyone really had a go.
Even the younger members, I saw a very small boy there. He was going at some pace down that hill. I didn't think he was going to get stopped at the bottom.
Yeah, it was absolutely flying and then trying to come back up at bright red.
Angela, another busy day for the Federation of Young Farmers. Now we're standing here looking at some absolutely delicious cakes. How has it been?
It's been a really good day so far, Kiri. You probably pick up a bit of noise in the background. They're playing football and the ball is hitting the sides of the shed. But we're here and we're at the what was always traditionally called the ladies section of the field day. Now it's the confectionery and baking classes, and like you say, there's a fantastic selection of cakes on display here.
And they're from all ages. There's boys classes, there's girls classes,
Yeah, we've got the cupcakes right in front of us. They've just been made and decorated by the junior girls. And the flapjacks that are there, again, in front of us, they've just been made by the junior boys. We've got the Victoria sandwiches that are made just by the senior male members.
Oh, my word.
Some of them haven't actually travelled here very well. Some of the lads need to work on their driving skills when they've got cakes in the car. But the rest are a mixture of, like, there's some that the lads have made and some that the girls have made. So it's a good selection of home baking.
But it's going to be a very, very difficult task for Gwen, our judge here today. Gwen, what have you thought about the classes?
They're wonderful. The cakes, the variety here is very good. They're all good, all presentable. I think they've been watching Bake Off.
Oh, yeah. It's really taken off since that programme has been on TV. But it's nice to see the boys taking part as well, because it was always traditionally the ladies' section, as Angela said. Did you always take part yourself?
Yes, we did. We used to have the field night at Knockalo many years ago when I was in the Young Farmers, and it was always a Thursday night, and we had to make all the cakes the night before and go to work and then back to Knockalo.
And was it just a confectionery day or was it also sports?
It was also sports. It was started about 7 o'clock in the evening, and all the ladies in those days would bring all their cakes. Very similar selection to what we've got now. Still Victoria sandwiches, cakes and ginger cakes and chocolate cakes.
Oh, wow. It was very well attended, I imagine.
Yes, it was. That when the cakes were getting judged, they were all out on the field. There were children's races and juniors and seniors, and they always ended up with the tug of war between the clubs.
That could be a bit of a fierce competition.
It was very fiercely contested in those days. Well, still is, I think.
But there's some beautiful trophies to be awarded. You know, it's something that's gone on for years. It's a great tradition, and you know, tonight it's lovely to see them all in the hall there playing. There's children from the age of 5 upwards. It's maybe not agricultural like it used to be, but it's still nice to see it going on forward.
It certainly is. It's a very good club for all the young people to belong to, and they meet lots of friends.
That was some of the people involved with the Young Farmers Field Day.
Sounded a good, exciting day, isn't it? They have all sorts of bizarre events in it as well that they change around, doesn't it?
They certainly do these days. They have pallet competitions, bale stacking, all sorts. They even had human table football this year. That was
Yeah, it's a
something
bit
to see.
bizarre that because you've all seen the table football in the pubs and things like that. You know, where no spinning,
No spinning.
Yeah, and to have it human side of it, it shows great initiative, isn't it, and interest that the people want to try and keep the young farmers entertained in that way.
Oh, it certainly was entertaining. But the time and effort they spent going into making the prop for it, Billy Cleland, he's always making stuff for the Eastern Young Farmers. And without people like him, you know, it's very difficult to keep these things fresh and interesting. And there was scores of children having a go. It was quite rough, it really was. They were getting very competitive.
I toughen them up a little bit. But struggling a little bit, I think, Northern and Eastern, aren't they?
Just a few members missing. You know, they need to get the numbers up for the annual concert that's coming along, and also for other events throughout the year. But they're always looking for new members. You don't have to be an agricultural person to be involved with the young farmers. So yeah, they're putting out invitations for anyone to come along and join in these activities.
It really is a great organisation to be in. We've said it many times with John as well. He was a big supporter of the Young Farmers events. And, you know, when you think of where people, we used to speak about who to come from, the speakers that are and MHKs that have come from many of them years ago from the days of the Young Farmers as well.
Lots of formal events still happening, like the public speaking in the winter times, also the annual dinners, people stand up and give presentations, and it's a good platform for them to begin, and also the Gaiety stage for performers. It's a great hub of people to be involved with.
It is.
Manx Radio's Countryside is brought to you by NFU Mutual.
There we are. Wales. No connection with the Young Farmers. The Finn Wales, Tom Feltz from the Manx Whale and Dolphin Watch, and you at the stock judging, and of course the field day, which great events and well supported this year by the sound of it as well.
Oh, they were, and some of the cakes were absolutely fabulous.
No, leave it there. I'm jealous already. We'll see you next week on Countryside. So from me, Simon Clark.
And me, Kiri Kermode.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Don't sit in the slow lane. Join the fast lane right now with Shaw's all-new Superfast Plus broadband. Enjoy more bandwidth, amazing speeds and the best value on the island from just £23.95 per month. So don't be left behind. Get a piece of the high-speed action with Superfast Plus broadband from Shaw. For details, visit our stores in Douglas, Ramsey and Port Erin or click shaw.com. Love being Shaw. Terms and conditions apply.